Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal seems to have staked his position to the success, in fact, of the Janlokpal Bill. In fact, he has indicated he will resign if the anti-graft bill does not go through in the upcoming assembly session. This posturing on the part of the Delhi Chief Minister has, in fact, made sure that there will be an explosive opening of the session of the Delhi Assembly, which is due on 13th. For more on this, in fact, to talk more on this, I have a guest in my studio, and we will be talking to him about the provisions, the constitutional provisions of whether this holds or not. Mr. Sanjay Hegre is a constitutional expert. Sir, the confrontation that we are seeing right now between the Delhi government and the centre, especially on the passage of this Janlokpal Bill, Kejriwal says that no matter what, he will not be sending it. Do you see that he can sustain it given the provisions that are there as of now?
No, the first thing is that can he get it through the assembly?
Yes.
He has a limited number. Yeah. He would obviously require the backing of other parties. That itself may or may not happen. The question right now being raised is, can he introduce it in the assembly without actually going through to the Home Ministry as suggested by the Lieutenant Governor?
Right.
One must remember that Delhi has limited statehood. There is a special provision in the constitution which was enacted when Delhi became a state, that was 239AA.
Mm-hmm.
It is a limited statehood in as much as if the Lieutenant Governor disagrees with the Chief Minister, he can even send any matter up to the union for its advice, and he will be bound by the union advice.
Right.
So a lot of all this is posturing. These problems did not come out when it was the same party ruling both in Delhi as well as the centre.
Right.
And when it was a major party. Now this is a third party which has come in for the first time, and it is asking a lot of questions. These questions, to my mind, cannot be solved the way that Arvind Kejriwal wants without amending the constitution. He is not in power and there is no question of a constitutional amendment currently within the next few months. His options are largely political. Either he goes ahead, introduces something in the assembly, it fails in the assembly, or even if it passes, then later on the courts strike it down, finding the constitutional infirmity.
Mm-hmm.
He can say, look, I tried everything, but the Congress and the other people in the centre just did not allow me to get my legislation through.
Right. But that's a political option. What if Arvind Kejriwal, as he's saying right now, that he will go ahead, he will put it in the assembly, what happens then? Will the bill be very easy, liable in the court of laws? Can that be struck down if somebody puts an PIL against it?
Absolutely. The question about any legislation is, does Parliament or the state legislature have what is called legislative competence? Does it have the power to make that legislation?
Right.
The Solicitor General has pointed out certain provisions in the Constitution which indicate that unless prior approval is taken, this bill cannot be passed. If he says, forget the permissions being taken, I am passing the bill, then it will be dead in the water and it will only require a court to pronounce it.
So now the bill, it seems, will be in a limbo. In fact, even if Arvind Kejriwal tries to go ahead with this in the upcoming session of the assembly.